So this is all of the new shadow spells in Lemuria. I put them all together, got them in this tier list, and we're just going to rate them. That's it. And I kind of want some help from chat. Everybody watching, I would love your opinions. And I also got blown up pictures of the spell here so you guys can see it as well. So instead of just like a little square, you guys can see the full thing. So I came prepared for you guys. I'm smart like that. So yeah, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot of test round videos, a lot of updates, and a lot of stuff like that. So if you just want to stay up to date, just subscribe, hit that bell, and just do it anyways, okay? I make good content, I think. I like to think that. So yeah, Old One's Endgame is the first spell we're going to be rating. This one, it's just the balance one. 760 damage, and then after, the utility puts on a blade that basically converts the next damage balancing hit into a random school. It could be fire, ice, storm, myth, death, or life. Those are the 6 possible prisms that it could turn into. Well, would I use that one Mockenspiel? Yeah, literally. That's like the thing. That's like the thing, right? If I just do this, right? Mock does 950 base. When this one does 760 base, which is like 290 less, or is it 190 less? I think it's two. What is wrong with me? I don't know. It's 190. Okay, I'm stupid sometimes. Like, I don't get the point of this. I don't get the point of this. If you are comparing these two spells together, you need the Old One's Endgame utility to value the 190 missing damage. Otherwise, it's a bad spell. And how is this utility even good? We need to talk about this, okay? Balance. How are you supposed to use this utility? Even in a PvE standpoint, this utility is completely useless. Just hit balance regardless. But if you're talking PvP, because apparently these spells can be used in PvP. If you're talking PvP, people normally use like elemental shields, or not elemental, but people usually use, like, what's a good example? People use like volcanic shields, like right from the start, or people use like glacial shields against the balance anyway, so gaze does less damage. So what's the point of using this if people are going to shield? It's just stupid. It's literally just stupid to use. The utility is bad. The damage is bad. This spell for PvE and PvP, it's doo-doo cheeks. And I'm sorry to say that, but it is doo-doo cheeks. It's just not good. There's no way, there's no reason for using this spell whatsoever. There's just no reason. The animation is sleeper? No. Bro, the animation is awesome. I love that. I mean, I like chess. I think chess is pretty cool. I'm not like a big chess guy, but like in general, it's a cool animation. It's a unique animation other than like a big guy that just comes out with, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. It's a cool animation compared to whatever. Okay, so Barbarian Saga. As you can see, 975 base damage, and then 305 myth damage after 3 rounds. Basically, it's just a little rampage of extra damage. I think this one is actually a really good spell. Believe it or not, I think this is great. I think it can be a, what's the word for it? Like, another spell you can use instead of using Yaga on a myth. I think it's great. For PvE, it sucks. It's awful. There's no reason to use it. But for PvP, I think it's nice. Say that you already have a minion up in PvP and you don't want to reset that minion. Just use this instead of Yaga. Like, it's literally that simple, okay? So I think it's good. I think that it's a triage that you can, or not a triage, it's an overtime you can make really powerful, but it's also like not that powerful. It's something that like it's guaranteed damage because no one's gonna deal about it, you know? That's why the overtime is good in this. I think this is great. The only bad thing is that if you enchant it, you can't enchant it. Never mind. I'm stupid. A. I'm giving it A. It's not that great. It's not amazing. Like comparing it to Yaga, it's much worse. So I'm just gonna give it an A. That's all I got. That's literally it. Let's move on though. What is next? Lord of the Jungle, the life one. 720 damage and convert 50% of your absorb to a blade. So it's trash in PvE, like the majority of these spells. And in PvP, let's just think about it. Let's just do some math. It's a flat damage blade. That's why it sucks. I'm aware, and that's why it's awful. And the other reason why it's awful is because how many absorbs are there that you actually use as a life wizard? There's Sacred Charge, which nobody uses. There's Sprite Guardian, which can give you absorb, but it's very rare, and nobody even uses that minion. That's just too random. And then there's Hungry Caterpillar. Okay, those are like your 3 options. Or you actually use a real Spirit Armor. That's stupid though. just use Hungry Caterpillar, basically. Hungry Caterpillar gives you an 800 absorb, and if you use this spell right afterwards, it's going to convert that 800 into a 400 flat blade. That sounds good until you realize you would need like 9 pips and 2 shads to make that combo work. And that's even if mid combo your opponent doesn't break the absorb. It's a very hard like utility to make actually work, which I think is why it sucks. It just use Hungry Caterpillar to begin with. Yeah, you could carry it, and I think it's not going to be a replacement shad, but it's something that you can carry and possibly use as a cool like little like a meme, like a gimmick, I guess. But overall, it's not that good. It's not a main shad that you'll really be using. But that goes for all of them. All of these are like not great. Let's carry the 400 absorb, but no, even then you get a 200 flat blade, and it's very hard to even use that. You lose 3 pips. Just use Hungry Caterpillar. It's so much better. But anyways, Grim Reader, the death one, 890 damage and 225 weaknesses. Now, I don't know if people are going to agree on me with this. I'm honestly just going to say this is an S tier. There's nothing else about it. If you compare it to the Storm spell, for example, which we'll get to next, look at the damage on this. 955 when this does 890. That is so close when it's a death compared to a Storm spell, and the utility on this is even better. This spell is so powerful for a death. This is insanely good. The only reason why this spell is bad is because of the new convert spells that we're getting, where schools could convert 2 weaknesses on themselves to like 2 blades or 2 shields or 2 traps or anything like that. That's the only reason the spell is bad. But beyond that, this is an amazing spell. The damage is great. The utility is great. It's just a good spell. It is a really, really powerful spell. I don't know. I personally think this is S tier. It's a good death spell considering they always get shit. Yeah, exactly. It's a really good spell compared to what they already had before. I mean, compared to the others, death is probably the best. I agree. Yeah. Now, overall, I don't think this is a... I'm not even going to say that what I was going to say. This is a good shad. Anyways, let's move on. Dark and Stormy, the Storm one. Oh, no, dude. Oh, no. This one's... Anyways, 955 damage, and then to everyone on your team, it does 75 initial heal, and then 225 over 3 rounds. Is that how this works? Does anybody know how this spell actually works? I don't understand it. I mean, I don't need to know how it works. Regardless, it's bad. Regardless, it's bad. So, uh-oh. You know where this one's going. I don't think it's overall that bad. An AoE heal for Storm. That's why it's really weird. But this spell is not as bad as the balance one. This one has a lot more usage and can actually help you. Compared to the balance one, it can only hurt you, really. So for 4v4, yeah, it's great. For multiple like team battles, it's great. For PvE, it's even decent. The main reason why I think this is a good spell is because of the new spells that Storm is getting that we haven't even seen yet, right? It's not the Oni, but it's the Jin. The Jin spell that Storm is getting. If you have 2 healing overtimes on yourself, you get a double damage bonus, which is great. This will really, really benefit for that. And the other thing is that you can keep minions alive with this. Say that your minion just got hit by, like, I don't know, a steel giant maybe. It's overtime, it's about to kill it. You can use this and keep your minion alive, barely. Most of these spells, the nice thing is the animation. Oh my god, totally. I think this one has one of the best animations. I think probably the balance one has the best, in my opinion. But, like, all of these are great animations. The art for it is amazing. The utility is interesting, but not too good. But most of them are, like, mid spells, really. 6 pips in a shot isn't worth keeping our minion alive. But no, the point is that you can deal damage. Say that you have an open shot. You can do a lot of damage if it's open. It could also be buffed and keep your minion alive, which is just so much value in one turn. That is, like, amazing. That is top notch. I don't even want to rate this spell. I don't even want to rate this spell. Can we just already, chat, can we just all spam F? Can we just spam F? Because we know where it's going. We know where it's going. Like, we don't have to, we don't gotta, like, we don't gotta think about it. This spell, though, is interesting. It is very good for PvE. Like, it's very powerful for an ice spell and an AoE. It is very, very powerful. But also, Ice already has a Shad X pip AoE. They already have a pure damage shad spell. I don't know why they gave Ice another AoE with no utility. That's a shad. I don't understand it. It's not good, okay? It's just not good. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. This is one of the dumbest looking spells that they've ever released in this game. It is one of the dumbest looking spells, okay? If you look at this, and you look at the art, you don't know what the animation is. What does it look like? It looks like it's like a dude and like a Fortnite mech. Like, look, dude. That's what it looks like. That's what the art looks like, dude. I thought it was gonna be the old one in a big Fortnite mech, and I'm disappointed. Okay, that's my okay. Let me actually talk about the spell. The damage wise is very powerful. I think it's is it stronger than Storm? It's the same as Storm. Oh, that's interesting. But it just does 955 damage after 3 rounds. So it can be very, very good. And honestly, I am also going to give this spell an S tier. You can criticize me for this. I might move it down to A if people argue with me. But this spell is amazing. It is very, very... Actually, no, it's B. It's B. It's a high B. It's a high B. And I'll explain. This spell on its own is pretty bad. You use it, you waste 6 pips in a shad. People are just going to triage it. That's literally the extent of it. People will triage it. Everything you just did was a complete waste. But let's say you have a minion up, okay? Just think of this. You have a fire minion up. You use this spell, and then your minion uses Fire Elf, covering that overtime, meaning they can't triage this. They can't do anything about this overtime, which is a guarantee tons and tons of damage after 3 rounds. But the other thing is the new convert spells that literally can convert multiple overtimes to like other things, like healing overtimes or debuffs. I don't know. So in that case, it's pretty bad. People, if you use this, people will just spend 3 pips to just get rid of the overtime anyways. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's just, in general, it's just bad. It has another round to an existing overtime. That's what I was told. Whatever it is, okay? People will have ways to counter the spell very easily, and there is nothing you can do about it, okay? There is nothing you can do. When this spell is in live round with the other new convert spells for PvP, this spell will suck. You will not be able to use it unless your opponent doesn't have a convert spell to get rid of it. Then it's probably one of the best shads in the game, in my opinion. Make as an Incendiate easy? I like the way you think. I'm going to say this is tier list done. I think this is pretty good. I think the death one is the best. I think the Myth and the Fire follow, and then I think that balance just sucks. And then the Life, Ice, and Storm are all just okay.